For time beyond memory, people have experienced at first hand physical, visual, and auditory events which could not be explained, and so it was feared. Today, we call this the paranormal. Our podcast will delve into this world of the unknown. So sit back and join Tina, Jake, Chris, and Bill and journey into the darkness with us. Welcome to Paranormal Researchers Ireland podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 17 of Paranormal Researchers Ireland podcast. And we are here this evening. We're going to have a talk to me this time.
Talk to Tina.
Yeah, talk to Tina.
So you should just pass over to yourself.
Yeah,
So we'll just
be quiet
straight
for the
back
next
to me.
10
But
minutes.
Chris, very jealous tonight. It's not about him, but it's not all about you, Chris.
It's always about Chris, isn't it?
I don't know what I'm being.
What was that TV show with Chris in it? What was it called?
A TV show with Chris in it.
Yeah, can't remember. It's
Yeah.
all about Chris anyway.
It's,
all-
yeah.
But anyway, Tina, give the listeners a bit of an insight of what we're doing tonight,
Well,
this evening.
we are speaking to me about
In the third person,
paranormal, and I suppose my little venture into paranormal, how I got here,
your take on it.
my take on it, how I got to where I am now, and
When
my
you came in
journey.
through the door and you sat
That's why I was laughing. Sorry.
No, so yeah, a little bit of an insight into Tina's
Oh, Chris,
journey.
over to yourself for our little weekly intro for
Yeah.
2 hours.
I think I've kind of done it there. But no, it's a little a snippet into Tina's journey so far into the field of paranormal, as we'll say. More or less, it's going to be free reign on the questions we're going to be asking. There's nothing preempted here.
I have no secrets.
Don't be afraid.
What is your PIN number?
666.
Yeah, it's just basically just an overall view of all that. So I suppose starting off with the obvious question. How long have you been doing this?
Too long.
Too long.
Next question.
Next question.
No.
How
We want it in
Um,
hours, minutes, and seconds.
I mean, I think I'm doing it around 15 years.
I'd say it's more than that, Tina.
I don't know.
Young one like yourself.
15. 14.
15 years?
Now I'd say about 17 years. I think you're doing it.
No, around 15.
But still, that's a lot of time built up.
So,
That's half your life, Tina.
exactly. Good lad, Billy, keep that up. So I started with a team in Mayo, and it
Okay.
was Mayo Paranormal, and a lovely girl there. That the team isn't around anymore, but the page is still there. And Karen, who would have been the one who was like the team leader when I was there,
Yeah.
she still runs the page, and she still does bits and pieces.
Oh, very good.
Nice girl.
Very
And
good, yeah.
that's who I started with.
Okay.
And then I went from there to Irish Ghost Hunters, and I stayed on that team a few years, and then I started Paranormal Researchers Ireland.
Pre being on teams, were you interested in the paranormal?
It's gas because
Or was it just something you fell into, kind of?
fell into. Yeah, what got me into the paranormal was like a lot of people, like there was a death, and you go looking to see is there life after death. And it was actually really funny because when I started the paranormal, I would have had a lot more thought about like orbs and creaks and bangs, and I really thought paranormal, and then when I went on to a team, probably by the time when I got to IGH, it was literally, I had no faith in anything at that stage. I really
So-
didn't believe.
So it could be completely taken off ground. So when you got into the paranormal, your thoughts on it kind of went down.
Yeah, because sure, I would have had the same knowledge as a lot of other people out there. So I thought orbs were real. And, now I'm not saying everybody has their own beliefs, but I mean, a lot of it is dust and moisture and,
Insects and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I would have thought all of that. And then when you find out what's what, then you just sort of, your heart sort of sinks a bit.
Okay.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry.
Go ahead, Jay. No. You.
Did just lack of things happening at locations? Was it just you expected too much?
Yeah, well, I think everybody, it's hard to explain everybody before you know.
Yeah.
Right? So before you, let's say if you don't join a team or, everybody just thinks you'd see a vision or you'd see this or you'd see that, or, you do an investigation and you see and you see and you see, and it's just not like that. Yeah,
It's very boring.
Very, very boring. And, I think I was just expecting more with what I believed in. I believed you could, you called them out long enough, they'd hop out.
I don't know what way to take this, Jake. They're saying it's very boring and
not boring.
I've never found it.
No, it's boring, Billy. It's boring.
Not boring.
You're trying to say it's very boring with us?
It's not boring. It's just boring, as in monotonous.
Yeah, Billy, I was only messing.
Oh, sorry.
Billy. Well, yeah, and then I found out about a lot of fakes out there as well. Different things that would be debunked, and you find out the amount of people that are faking the paranormal and faking evidence and all. You just get very disheartened. But I believed more before I got onto a team. Yeah, I believed.
Would you say that's a good thing or a bad thing from your point of view?
Oh, it opened up my eyes. Yeah, it opened my mind. I think it's good. You see, when I first joined, I was on Mayo Paranormal, and that would have been a lot of sensitives,
Okay.
And then I went to IGH, and that was a lot of the equipment, so it would have been a lot of sensors, and it just was a lot different. And then I found I preferred those methods. Nothing wrong with the other methods. It's just everybody would have certain methods that they would prefer, and they would be the ones that I preferred. What was the question there, Chris?
Just from your point of view, was it like after you got into the investigation side of it, did it change your opinion for good or for bad, if that makes sense? Do you know
I think it's a good thing. Yeah. No, it opened my mind.
Yeah. Were you disappointed? In a sense that there wasn't like things flying around the place and knocks and bangs.
Devastated.
Really?
Yeah.
I think anybody that's serious as Tina and is committed would be kind of as well.
Yeah.
No, none of us have, because we're not as committed as Tina.
Can I ask you that, because I don't want to jump too far ahead? Has your opinion changed over the 15 years?
Yeah, because I went downhill, as in, I don't think there's that out there.
Okay. And can I ask now, what's your thoughts?
I was just about giving up. And it would have been when we were all going, so me, you, Billy, Jake, everybody, when we were going to do Loftus Hall, and then we started catching little things when we got really serious about evidence, we started catching things on the recorder, and it just, things changed. We couldn't explain.
Yeah, that happened to me as well.
Because you're sort of a little bit disheartened, aren't you?
And because you're spending hours and hours and hours in any given location, and when nothing's happening, you just kind of walk away from it going, and it's not that the excitement goes, because the excitement's always there with the paranormal, but it just kind of deflates you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what happened to you, was it, a bit?
Yeah. No, that's it. And then it was we started getting little things happening. You start catching things on the recorder, and then run it by us and all, and then experiences I had at the Hellfire, Loftus Hall and all, you can't explain them, so it started letting me see that some things happened to me, and they'd be more personal, because we didn't get a picture of things, or so that would have opened my mind a bit more then, and I was back on track.
So when you started up PRI, what's the word I'm looking for? What was your goal? What kind of people did you want around you? Like, what what kind of team did you want to run, if that makes sense?
That's a really good question.
Yeah. That's actually
And we're kind of
interesting.
scared now, the three of us.
Well, I wanted nothing like you, and nothing like you. No,
I just
I'm
said you
messing.
were 30 a few minutes ago. Thanks, Tina.
Yeah, I and it's still the way I am now. I wanted nobody that would blow trumpets up their own arse. I don't want anybody thinking that they're better than others. And the team, the way it runs, nobody. And this is how many years has PRI going?
Oh, 8?
It would be 8, yeah.
I'd say it. Yeah.
So the years that PRI, not one person would ever stand and say, I do this and I do this and I do this, you know. I get that done.
Yeah.
Nobody has a fucking.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
And if you do want to do it, do it. But don't go on about it. As in, everybody is humble on the team. I think.
Yeah.
I think the team that we have at this minute, which it's been like this for a couple of years, the team we have this minute, I wouldn't change. So, because we had a few frogs, and they had to be whittled out. And we got there, and it's perfect.
So, another question I have for you. You started off PRI.
Mm-hmm.
Where can you remember your first? And by the way, give a shout out. Who did you start PRI out with?
Myself and Wayne.
And
We
give
started-
the listeners a little insight to who Wayne is.
Wayne is my idol. what more can I
Wayne
say?
thinks you're his nemesis, but
Yeah, I met Wayne on IGH, and he's just somebody who doesn't over the years he's done so much on the team, but doesn't.
he does it behind the scenes.
He does it behind the scenes. He never lets anybody know. There was many years where, well, I suppose PRI wouldn't run without all yous on it as well. But at the very start, probably PRI wouldn't have even kicked off without Wayne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's helped the team an awful lot.
I've got a question for Jake. Because we're interviewing Tina, but we have Jake here with us as well, who's Tina's son for all the listeners. So Jake, growing up, how many times did she abandon? No, growing up, what was it like? Like, did you, over those last couple of years?
Can only imagine what he's gonna say. Come on.
Because your man was obviously into this kind of stuff. You've been along with us when you're, you didn't just randomly appear on the team, but what kind of, I'm trying to get your thoughts on it all. Did you think it was cool? Oh, my ma goes out and investigates places.
Just a disclaimer for any Americans or anybody listening: Ma is mother.
Oh, good catch, actually. Very good catch. But just from your point of view, did you think it was cool or deadly or?
Yeah, I suppose it was cool. I wouldn't I remember when you applied for the Mayo team.
Stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting here where we are at the minute.
That's gas.
I remember you saying that the advertisement on, would have been Facebook or something, would it?
Can't remember where I see it. Must have been Facebook.
That team was a long way away as well.
Yeah.
In Mayo.
That's a pretty cool memory, though.
I remember,
remember
yeah,
that?
100%.
Do you remember when Tina set up PRI?
Yeah, well, do I know? I don't remember that as much.
Do you know?
No.
It all
I
just
remember-
everything blended into one then.
Yeah, I was pretty young. I
Yeah.
remember the 3 different teams. I remember all the different people, but I wouldn't remember the exact day you started up PRI.
And here's a question, not to put Tina or you on the spot now, but again, this is totally off the top of our heads for people listening. Tina has no idea what I'm about to ask. So in the background, Jack, when Tina's at home, is she as interested in the paranormal as she is when she's with us? That's the question I want to
She
ask.
kind of floats around and
So she's a ghost.
She floats around.
just floats around the house doing bits Get scared every time I walk into the room.
Every time he comes in, Jake floats.
No, I don't. I
He
come
does.
in
It's a family
as
trait, I
loud
think.
as I can, and you don't realise.
But
He just turns up behind me.
But now I remember. I just remember watching all the ghost hunting jokes.
yeah,
On
Mm.
TV.
Terrified.
the thing that came across when I started with PRI was the dedication.
Yeah.
The setup of the public nights, even I'm not going to say what way it was, but remember the little technique that you had for the teams, how to not segregate them, segregate sounds a bit, how to break them down and into different groups and how that was going to
Break
run.
them down like mentally.
That's why we are where we are today.
But no, that really came across, and it came across as well about how the night was going to run, and everyone was on the same level, if that makes sense.
Everybody, yeah.
And that was when I kicked off with it. But that's what I was trying to just put Jake on the spot there to see, are you like that when you're behind the scenes as well?
But you know what?
We all kind of know you are, but anyway. Organised,
You know
yeah.
what's testament to Tina's, I'll use this word, legacy in the paranormal? It's just her openness and her friendliness.
Sometimes too open and too serious. Or too honest, I should say.
Too honest, yeah. Yeah. She's
No,
a
I
rat.
remember that as one going like from the first investigations till the most recent one. Like they've always went the exact same. Do you know what I mean?
No, well,
They've
good
always been
system.
done the exact same.
We had a good formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just works.
Can I
It
ask?
works well.
Can I ask who came up with the name Paranormal Researchers Ireland?
There was a few drafts, was there? Do I
Yeah, there
remember
was
that?
a few different.
You came up with the name.
I think it was, do you remember Ruth was on the team as well at that
Yeah.
time? I think it was Ruth and myself. We were
Yeah.
doing different names, and I think, I'm nearly not sure.
Yeah.
But I know, as Jake said there was because we manoeuvred
We were
it
going to
a
call
little
it
bit at
the
different
ghost
times.
bots, but we decided against that one.
What?
The ghost bots.
Is that true?
Billy, you fucker.
Don't be coming out with stuff like that when I'm trying to do a serious
No,
interview.
that's in my head. That was the name I wanted. Thank you.
Where was the first place you investigated as PRI?
Loftus.
Well, I know you're not. I'm not going to break it down.
Yeah.
Is there
Was
not
that,
want legit
fish-
evidence?
Was that public or was that a private? Because I think Wicklow Gold might have been the first with PRI.
Oh, Wicklow, yeah,
It would
Wicklow
have been
Jail.
Wicklow Gold, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Were you-
Wicklow Jail.
were you
No, you're
nervous?
right.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was.
Why?
Because you doubt yourself.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You put
And I
yourself out
suppose I
there.
went from one team to my own team.
Yeah.
So in my head, I want everything, you know that. I want
Oh,
everything.
we all know that.
You all know. I want everything to go right on the night. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be absolutely regimental in my head, not for the
Yeah.
public because they've loved it, but in my head, it has to be bang, 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 like everything has to do.
Big
and then-
responsibility. Like.
Yeah, well, probably,
Huge
like we've done some
responsibility.
big nights and they've always gone. But that's a good team, you see, as well. It's not just me. It's like the team pulls it together brilliantly, like all yous do.
There's no I in team.
But there is me.
There's me.
Yeah.
And there's
Oh yeah.
there's aim. And there's te. And there's and there's
So you're 8 years into this now. Was there ever a time when you said, no, I don't mean just with PRI, I mean across the whole thing, where you said, Jays, I've had enough of this?
Yeah, loads of times.
Jeez, you never told us that. Press pause on this.
tonight.
I fucking
Last week.
Well, has there been times genuinely where you've said, right, I've
yeah,
had enough?
like, and I'll tell you as well. I'd say 2 weeks ago, it crossed my head as well. I'm done with it. Your head gets muddled, and yeah, look at Chris's face, and Billy's, and Jake's just assessing the room.
Jake's just
Yeah.
smiling.
I kept those in thoughts.
And like, no, but John aside, and I don't want to go obviously too deep in it, but what would it be? Would it be the, right, I've had enough, I'm tired now, or
Yeah.
Enough of the people
Yeah,
in the team.
enough of the people, or I've got enough answers that I needed?
No, never got enough answers.
Okay.
That's a good question. No, that would have just been my head at the time thinking, oh, I just can't be dealing with everything. So,
Yeah,
but the team that we have,
yeah,
everybody deals with it. It's,
Yeah. Oh, no,
which is
100%.
brilliant. Everybody
100%,
deals
yeah.
with it. It's, so it wasn't, I've got enough answers to my questions.
yeah.
100%. No, I've got no answers to my questions yet, which is brilliant. You know what I mean? I don't think I ever will. As you say, Chris, until somebody until something jumps out and sort of smacks me in the face.
Yeah. Do you think now this is hindsight because we're not letting you pack it in anyway, but anyway,
Absolutely not.
do you think you'd miss it if you did?
Oh, 100%.
What would you miss apart from all your best buddies here?
The crack that we have. You're going to say, what would I miss apart from yous?
Yeah.
I'd miss yous.
Yeah.
Stop. The best days that I have had, the funniest days, have been days out with you guys, or, myself and Wayne heading off, or, we've had deadly days, evenings, weekends, like the best. And then we're doing something we love while we're with people that we have crack with, have dead crack with.
People that we love, Tina. Don't be afraid to
People
say it.
that we love.
Has there been a time when you've been, and I know we've talked like in a lot, and a lot of love for Loftus, but we'll stay away from Loftus for just this moment in time. But has there ever, because we know, we've heard that story a lot, but has there ever been a time when you've been legitimately scared and you said, right, I'm in danger here, while doing a paranormal, either private investigation or public?
In Mayo, in Moore Hall.
Really? Want to go a little bit into it?
Yeah, that's it. And I was on Mayo Paranormal at the time, and Karen had said that there's this big old house in the middle of the woods, and we're going to investigate it. So I remember we drove for hours. There was 3 of us here from Wicklow. We went down, and you weren't there. No, you weren't there. There was 3 from Wicklow that went down, and we had our camping gear and all, and we had to park the car. It seemed like miles away, and trek through these woods. So
Really, yeah?
yeah, it was really off the track. And if you get an aerial picture of Moore Hall, it's literally the house, and then all around it is the woods. And I remember that night we were in there, and it was absolutely fine for around 2 or 3 hours that we were there.
Yeah.
But once it got dark, like a lot of places, once it got dark, it started getting eerie. We started hearing things. We started thinking that we saw things, and we were camping outside the house because the house is totally derelict.
Oh,
A bit
right,
like
right.
Duckett's Grove.
Okay.
That type of
yeah.
ruins. And then it hit 12 o'clock. And I know this can all be in your head. You know what I mean? But it hit 12 o'clock, and the whole place just went silent. Eerie.
Right.
Like nothing. You couldn't hear wind. You couldn't hear a breath. Like it just went eerie. And I remember that night I was just terrified. But you know what I was terrified of as well? I watched too many horrors. I thought, if a fucking load of people end up coming up here at the back of a pickup or something, like I was in the middle of the American or the Australian outback thinking,
Well, myself and Chris got lost in the woods that night, so he's our lucky.
And it was just that thing, was it? Was just the atmosphere that kind of got
it
you.
was terrifying.
The ambiance.
Yeah, I remember that night. That night was scary.
Was that fresh? Like, as you literally just started early into the whole journey, as we call it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good question as well. So I have one on the opposite scale. What's the funniest moment that you've had? There's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
Me falling.
Jesus, if I had of my head's so bad. You think of really what?
Just our car journeys, I think. Our car journeys down the
journeys.
country used to be.
Stopping during the Loftus Hall one. I wasn't with you. It was
Oh, you know what it is? Your
Billy.
second birthday.
Second birthday, yeah. It was, what was the place we were in?
Oh, gee.
TGI Fridays.
TJ Fridays.
Yeah, we were at the
Dublin.
Horror Expo.
Yeah.
Went to TGI Fridays. I had a little present in my hand because Sarah Cleary had
Yeah.
given me, do you remember the skeleton cup thing? So
Yeah.
she'd given me a cup, so I had it. Looked like a little birthday present, but it
This was
wasn't.
around Halloween.
Yeah. And we were doing the Horror Expo, and we all ran out to get dinner or lunch or whatever it was. We went into TGI Fridays, and then somebody said to the waitress in there, "It's my birthday."
And Tina said, she looked at Jake, her son, and said, "Jake, it's not my birthday." And in fairness, Jake turned around and went, "It is, Mum."
So they went out and they got ice cream and candles, and they made me stand up in a chair in the middle of the restaurant, and everybody had to sing to me. And
That's
but
the night
I kept
That's the
the
night
ice
I
cream.
belched in your face on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah. It's
Chris was giving a talk, his intro to the PRI.
That's right. That's right.
And Tina was sitting beside me, and I literally just turned around
Look, he had no mic on
and
him.
just belched, literally.
With a full audience there.
I keep saying it, if we had a blooper reel at the end of every year, it'd be about 3 hours long.
It's been
It would be 3 hours. Jesus.
3 days. But
we've had some funny nights.
Oh, we have.
would you think your biggest enemy then is your head when doing any investigation?
Yeah, your biggest enemy is your head.
And how, so from a Tina Barco point of view, how do you try conquer that?
Well, I suppose you have to realise that these things that are going on, I mean, you have to realise that, let's say, once it gets dark, your head's going to play games on you. Like, there's sometimes I've been in places and I've been absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
Sometimes the atmosphere of a place will kind of freak you out.
So, yeah, there's some, but you have to keep telling your head that, you know, it's dark, your head's going to play
Your
games.
imagination's your worst on it.
Yeah. Moving on a little bit from that, when you're investigating, Tina, which do you prefer? Do you prefer like equipment, or do you prefer the interaction as regards the environment, or what would you prefer if you were going into investigation?
I like
now?
a bit of equipment.
Okay.
Well, you know, that, you know, sensors. I like a bit of equipment, sensors and all that would go off and let us know if something changed in the room. But in saying that, sometimes when you've nothing there, it's better, you know.
Yeah. So, another quick question for you, Tina. What's your favourite? Now, this is going to sound... Let me finish the sentence before you jump in with your answer.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Which... How do I word it? So, which style of building or structure do you prefer investigating? Meaning, do you prefer completely derelict? Or do you prefer a structure that has been... Like, it's modern, it has electricity, has all the mod cons, but has been cleared out for the night just so you can invest? Does that make sense? So a building with literally nothing in it has a lot of history. Well, either or can have a lot of history, I suppose. But which would you prefer, completely derelict or modernised?
No, derelict.
And why is that?
Completely derelict. I don't know. I suppose somewhere completely derelict with the history I would love, because I love the history. I love hearing. When you walk in somewhere, you know, you can imagine what's happened in this room and what's gone on, and it just gives you, it opens up your head a lot more. Where when it's done up, it takes the feel away a bit. But I know we've investigated places that are done up as well. We've investigated both, but I have to say, I love old hospitals and asylums.
Okay.
They'd be my favourite places to go.
What draws you to that, do you think?
Just the history.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the history, like what went on in there. I just think that must be the bleakest.
Okay. Another one for you. We've been to a couple of places abroad, and we actually plan to go this year.
Ooh.
Has there been anywhere abroad that stood out to you?
Prague.
That was pretty cool.
Prague was just fantastic, isn't it? Like, that would have been a place that stood out.
What stood out to you about it?
The underground
the
city thing. Unbelievable, in the main square of Prague.
Jay? Oh, you weren't there. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been to Prague.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
It's
to go there.
It's cool.
It's unbelievable. Prague's pretty cool now, to be fair.
And to be honest, like, that underground city, loads of people that have gone to Prague and come back, and none of them know about it.
Yeah.
You have to ask about it.
Yeah,
and then underneath the main church, the main square, isn't it, that does the bells?
That's right, yeah.
You go under.
I forget the way we actually... Cause
There was a side door there that brought us under.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people don't even know that's there.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on finally get to see Gettysburg?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, so tell people where we're going in September.
We are going to Gettysburg, to the Warrens. Paracon.
Whereabouts is Gettysburg?
Pennsylvania.
Jeez, fair play.
Oh, look at Tina.
In your face, Jake. Try again.
She was going to get that wrong, aren't
I
you?
do apologise. There's a family row going on now, guys.
Me and Billy are just going to step out of the room.
Yeah, and I only know it's Pennsylvania because
It's in Pennsylvania.
because I didn't know it was in Pennsylvania, because when I was in work the other day, somebody kept asking me, where's Gettysburg? And I felt like a bit of a fucking idiot because I didn't know. I had to go look, Jake. That's the only reason I knew. I'm delighted.
Here's a question for you. What was it like, now from a Tina Barker point of view?
Yes.
Because you've been doing this a lot of years now. What was it like? Remember last year we got over there as well? Not the Gettysburg, but we've done the Warrens.
Connecticut, yeah.
What was it like seeing the real Annabelle doll and this all that kind of stuff? What was your first, like, because I do have it, but this is a Tina Barker interview. What was when you walked in to that area? We're not going to give too much away because we don't want to do that. But when you seen the Annabelle doll, what was your thoughts?
I just couldn't believe that I walked in, and I walked in with attitude because, like, I was the boss in that room, right? Not her. I was the boss.
Okay.
So I went in letting her know I was the boss. I just couldn't believe, because I didn't know she could move. I couldn't believe that she turned her back. I intimidated her that much. That good one, Chris.
I genuinely wasn't expecting that answer.
It just came to me.
But like,
Seeing the Annabelle doll,
Yeah.
like, let's say the four of us here are mad into the paranormal or the history or the occult, or, you know, just anything a bit different. So when you walk in, you see this Annabelle doll that there's been films made about, or, you know, all these stories that have been written about her, and all these people in paranormal that talk about her. So when you walk in and see her, you're like, I couldn't believe it was the doll.
It was a bit.
It was a bit of
We
a
were
high.
looking forward to it for months.
Yeah.
And then we got there after loads of travel, driving all night. And then we went in, it was about, 6 in the morning.
Oh, it would have been.
We went in to set up your stall and all, Chris. And then next thing you know, then we're just standing there. You know what I mean? You're looking forward to it for months. You've seen the movies for years. You've heard about it for years.
It was unbelievable.
And then you're just standing there in front of it. Like,
I found it very kind of, you know, as if, geez, that's meant to be the doll.
That's what I mean,
I haven't
been thinking about it for years.
I haven't seen
and
it live, but it looks nothing like the movie one.
No.
It's a different doll,
But even the other artifacts that they had there, you were just walking around going, jeez. You know what I mean?
It was just
holy water and
so
all that
much.
doors
And the holy water, that's right.
Yeah.
It was so much. I think I got you to bless yourself, didn't I? Yes,
What?
I did. I got Chris to bless himself.
What?
I
This
talked
is
him
going to
into
be a
it.
whole new podcast.
Yeah.
This is going to be
Day,
Chris. This is going to be a podcast. We need to interview you about this. Jesus.
And the reason I got
As
him to
above,
do
so
it,
below. Chris Rush.
the reason I got him to do it is because I said, listen, it's going to do you no harm to do it. Just do it. Just keep me happy. So he just,
Look what it's done to him.
yeah.
Wearing tracksuit bottoms.
My fashion, thank you.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and all the other artifacts around. It was just amazing that we were there standing in front of it.
Yeah, like,
And
it's very hard to.
Now, Tina, get it right. It was amazing for the doll to be in front of you guys.
yes.
Yes.
Touche. But it's very hard to put that into words, though, isn't it? Because you've heard so
It's
much.
hard
You've heard
to
so much
explain.
about all that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and like the Warrens as investigators were like really well known. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And next minute you're just standing there in front of stuff that they
I've collected.
have collected over the years, and it was. It's very hard to get sleep. What Jake was saying, you're traveling like next minute, you're just
You're there.
we're here. You know what I
You're
mean?
like, shit. What do you do now?
Yeah,
With me, like,
Oh.
I read their book,
yeah,
watched the movies, read.
yeah.
Speaking of the Warrens and all that kind of paraphernalia and everything that goes with them, and kind of like the movies that have been made about them, we know that you're into the paranormal, Tina, and
No.
you go around and we try and investigate and get evidence to whatever's after what's here. What do you think about demons and etc. and that kind of, how far does your paranormal kind of interest go in
Like possession.
that world?
Well, I have my own demons.
She's pointing at
Would you be more inclined to believe in demons?
Oh, I
Opposite.
believe in demons.
If you understand the
I
question.
would say that my fascination for the paranormal would be more, let's say, demons and the darker,
darker side,
Yeah, no, that would be more
occult
my,
kind
yeah,
of, yeah.
definitely. you know. And as regards what do I believe, I just don't know. I think there's something there. You know what I mean? Do I believe? I don't know if demons exist. I don't
It's
know.
like a jigsaw puzzle
Yeah.
in the dark. You're trying to do a jigsaw puzzle
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
dark.
yeah. It's I don't know. Will anybody ever get 100% validation?
Is there anywhere you wouldn't investigate because you feel
The history.
it might be going too far, if that makes sense?
Yeah, there has to be, doesn't
You
there?
don't do graveyards.
Yeah, we don't do
No,
graveyards.
we don't do
That's a good
graveyards.
one.
That's out of respect.
Yeah, I mean, I'd walk through a graveyard, so
Yeah.
I don't mind doing any of that. But as regards investigating,
Yeah.
there's no way I would do an
No,
investigation.
it's too disrespectful.
A mother and baby home, I wouldn't do an investigation in a mother and baby home. I go there and I'd see enough, but I wouldn't do an investigation
No,
because
no.
that'd be going too far, I think.
Is there anywhere you think it'd be going too far as regards? It could be. It could be in danger. Maybe that's the wrong phrase.
I think he was thinking like, would there be any places you'd be too scared,
to investigate. Honestly, is there anything?
100% no.
No.
There's not one place I can think that I wouldn't go because I'd be too scared. Now, in fairness, I could be terrified going in, but I'd still do it.
Okay.
I'd still do it.
Okay.
100%. Is there anywhere you'd go? Would you? Is there
Oh no,
anywhere
this is
you
a
would
Tina
do?
Barco. This is a
Anywhere,
Tina
anywhere.
Barco interview. No, you can't do that.
I'd go anywhere myself, you know, and I'd bring me
I'm
teddies
just-
with me. I'd be
No,
all
but I'm
very
trying to
okay.
think.
And I'd ring Billy if I was crying and stuff. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, there's nowhere I
It's nothing
wouldn't
that stands
go.
out.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I'm real brave. Sure,
Yeah.
I'm so jumpy, you know me.
I've only got
Jumpy and being brave's two different things. So everyone
Yeah.
gets jump scared.
Yeah.
I've only literally just two more questions I want to ask, and then the floor is all yours. Where do you want to investigate? What's number one on the wish list? It jumps
The
to mind.
Waverley State what is it? The
Penitentiary?
Waverley. What is it, Jake? Waverley.
Waverley
Uh,
State Penitentiary.
It's not a penitentiary. It's a what is it called, Chris?
Sanitarium.
Sanatorium.
Sanatorium.
Yeah,
That's it.
asylum, like.
Yeah.
Asylum.
Yeah,
So that's-
penitentiary would be a prison.
Oh yeah.
Only I've
Oh
seen
yeah,
a
yeah.
few
Sorry, yeah,
bits.
yeah.
I've seen a few bits on that. I
And
would
you'd
like to do.
You'd love to go to Salem,
Oh my God, Salem. Yeah,
even though if not just to investigate, just to,
that's not even investigations. That would
No.
Just to
be
experience it.
Salem at Halloween. Would
Okay.
be fantastic.
The last question I have then for anyone listening: what advice would you give people out there if they want to get into this or start their own? What kind of advice would you give them? If you were starting all over again, what advice would you like to hear?
I don't know. I've had good people around.
Yeah.
So,
So that's a very important.
oh yeah, make sure you've good people around. Good lad.
And have you
Yeah.
found any good people to
And
have around?
I'm still looking. Have good people around, but I'll just when you go, like, just don't overthink any anomalies that you see. Don't overthink. Like, just calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Take a look. Don't be thinking all bits of dust and all, you know, they're not all, everything isn't paranormal. And I think people are starting teams wanting everything to be paranormal. It's okay to be on a team and not get any evidence for a long time, or having evidence that is just for you or just for your team. You don't always have to give the evidence out there that you think, because people are just too eager to find, and you know, and don't ever fake it. Like,
No.
it's
That's
just
where when people are too eager to get views and get famous, and like in quotations.
and
It's
they're
okay
throwing stuff
to
out,
get-
and
And they
it's
throw stuff out,
making-
and it just makes
Yeah,
them.
and it's okay if you
Mm.
think you've got evidence that might not turn out to be evidence. I think everybody goes through
you
that.
have to accept that
Yeah,
you're
but
wrong
you have
as
to
well.
accept then that it's not evidence. Yeah.
Yeah, like
that's good.
I think there was a span here, like over a couple of years, that loads of teams popped up. You know, and a lot of them are dwindling. You don't see them, anymore. You know what I mean? They're sort of popping up, then you don't see them. And just think hard before you go into this. And also think about your mental health as well. I personally think to stay in paranormal, you need a strong mental health, because there's a lot of things that you can think is happening because you went on that investigation, or because you done this, or because you done that, and you're bringing it home into your own family and into your own house, and it's having an effect on your... I know people who have like relationship issues because of this, and you know, kids, and there's a lot of shit that comes with this as well. It's not just... I feel I'm just lucky with the team that I have. I think we all just ended up meeting each other at the right time, that we're able to get onto the team, and you know what I mean? It doesn't take up too much time that anything else has been affected, but I do believe it's the people that are on the team that's keeping it going. You know, it's... Nobody has an ego about Atten. Yeah, nobody has an ego about Atten.
That's the big thing, isn't it?
Me and Wayne started the team, but the team is all of ours. You know what I mean? The team is all of ours. Now, you know, when there's organising to be done, it gets done and all, but the team is all of us.
I actually remember when you gave me access to the page.
Were you delighted?
You know, that's like the Bible of...
Do you remember that? Do you remember when you got access to the page, Billy?
For you, Chris, yeah.
Oh no, 2 days.
For you.
I think we'd but I think we'd hit, was it 10,000 likes or something like that, or 50, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But now the page is gone. Like the interaction on the page is brilliant.
On what page?
The what?
What page? Because we're on a few different...
Oh, sorry, the Facebook one.
Oh yeah, I'm not on.
He was messing or not.
Oh, sorry, I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know.
But yeah, the Facebook page, the interaction is brilliant on it.
Yeah, actually has got great over the last...
I have a
2 or 3 months.
question.
Hasn't it?
I have a question for you. We've known one person that we all respect, but what's your... And I think you'll think of the same person. What's your thoughts on mediums and mediumship?
I've no problem with saying it. I think a lot of them are fake. I could be slated now for saying that, being so blunt about it, but I've no problem with saying it. There's a lot of fake mediums out there, and then there is a little handful of the genuine ones. So it's the genuine ones that you have to find when you want to read. You have to find, and you're going to have to...
We knew one. We know one,
yourselves.
And she's brilliant.
Trish
Doyle
she's
absolutely
from
brilliant.
Arklow. I've a high regard for Trish. I always have, and I always will.
Trish. Yeah.
So Trish, she does her angel cards in Arklow, and I've no problem throwing her name out there because she's a lovely lady.
She's an
I have a lot of
lovely
time
lady.
for Trish.
Yeah.
But other than that, actually, somebody told me about another one in Shankill the other day. I'm going to have to look into it as well. Will I say the name? I don't know her second name.
Don't say the name.
Don't say the name.
No, don't say the name.
Yeah, it's psychic in medium in Shankill, and I said, when I heard what the others were saying, I actually think... Would you go, Jake? I think I should go and have a... I mean...
I don't know, I'd be
in a good way, what are you going to say?
Would you be skeptic, Jake?
Is she supposed to be good, or he, or they?
She's meant to be absolutely amazing.
Oh, okay.
But I've heard of her around 3 times. It's this last group of people that were telling me about her. I thought, I have to go now, because she's
and does she
meant to be
do
very
readings,
good.
or does she do? Is it paranormal side of it?
No, she does readings.
Okay.
Yeah. She's meant to be. And when you message her, you're not allowed to give your last name, so she can't look up your social media.
Okay.
If you're bringing a friend, you can't give your friend's last name either. You know, you're just... So she wants nothing off you, which is brilliant.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So she doesn't want to look anything up.
Yeah.
So I might just go and see her as well.
Yeah,
but
let us
Trish
know.
Doyle would be the only one sort of that I've ever really gone to. She'd be my top.
She's fabulous. Yeah, she's lovely.
And
I'm questioned out.
you're not. You are not. What about you, Jake? What about you, Billy? Are you all done?
What were we doing?
That's Billy all over.
Oh, here's your... Actually, I do have another question.
Go on.
What's your thoughts on watching Ghost Investigation on a TV, or do you watch it?
Don't watch it at all now.
Why?
Oh my God. God, since I've started doing the paranormal, it's like looking at them. It's painful. It's
Cringy.
like
we
Cringy.
well, personally as well, I think just watching them, most of them are all, well, nearly all of them now are being debunked on YouTube and stuff.
yeah. There's lads
And
debunking them.
there's people coming out, previous members of the paranormal teams on TV and all coming out saying, no, they were false. But they have to make it dramatic on TV. And that's what Tina was saying earlier. That's what we were saying earlier on. Like, it is nothing like TV when you do proper paranormal investigation. Nothing like TV.
It's a shame that's what you have to do to get on TV.
There are exciting moments in paranormal investigating, but it's nothing like TV at all. You know.
And we've been lucky that anybody we have worked with have been genuine, I would say.
Yeah.
There's not,
Yeah.
you know, we've been very lucky, haven't we?
The core of the team are still here. Like, the people who started out in the team are still on the team.
8 years later.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad how long we're the same people,
People
isn't
came
it?
and people come and go on the team, but
The core.
like Chris, Tina,
Yeah.
obviously, Chris, Jake, Wayne, myself, and Bridget and Sinead, like the core of the team are still here.
We're still here, yeah. It's gas.
Did I miss anybody? No, I didn't. Did
You missed yourself, Billy.
I? No, well, of course I'm still here.
Right, last question then. Going forward, what's the goals or what's the objective for PRI?
I mean, I'd love the podcast. So we've got this podcast, obviously. So I'd like that to get up and running. The YouTube.
Live
I know that'll
podcasts.
take,
Live podcasts. I'd
yeah,
love to get
like
up and running.
there's. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could do, but I'd like YouTube to get up and running as well.
Social media aspect of
Yeah,
it.
I'd like all the social media aspect. Yeah, you were saying, Billy, about live podcasts. And there's a lot of things that we could do.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to do with the team.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, actually.
A lot of things I'd like to do with the team.
Yeah.
But live podcast would be actually a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It'd be great.
Because you could get the questions coming in live and all that kind of stuff as well. That'd actually be a bit fun.
Yeah, it'd be great. I think it'd be really, really good.
Organise
And
it
then we're
sometime.
going to be doing a couple of nights with the overnight crew again.
No, what and who now? What?
No, we're not saying when. There's
What?
going to be a couple of nights.
Where? When? We'll discuss this after the
We
podcast.
can't say when.
We'll discuss this after the podcast. So I'll have
That's
to look at
this
my
year.
contract.
Chris isn't saying a word.
You know about this, Jake? Come on, I don't.
Just didn't know.
Oh, this is because I go early after every podcast. Oh, is this
After
it?
every
Is this the way it is?
podcast,
This is
Billy
PRI
doesn't have
part
her
2.
dinner. So when Billy goes, we have our team meeting then.
Yeah, when Billy leaves, that's it.
I'm just on the pretend team.
But there's things like that coming up as well.
Oh,
that
yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
to look for. Like there's America, there's that, there's a few things coming up that we have to look forward to as well.
That was a great
Oh.
experience with the overnight crew, wasn't it?
Ah, fantastic.
That was
I
actually
can't-
really
yeah.
cool.
No, lovely guys, and the crew he has with him as well.
Yeah.
But we've that coming up. We won't say when. We won't say
Oh, you
anything
won't,
like
will
that. But
He's won't. Will you?
We won't.
No, he's won't. I'll find out when you guys find out.
That's it. Yeah, we won't be telling Billy. We'll have to kill him.
Yay!
We'll be wondering where is everyone?
It's dark.
What were you
in
going to
here.
say? You were going to say something else?
Over in Gettysburg,
Yeah.
we're going to have talks and all over there.
Yeah.
Sure, I'd forgotten about that. I mean, we have the 2-day event, which is Chris has a stall there.
Saturday and the Sun. Yeah, Saturday and the Sun. Nearly
Yeah,
had to think
so
about
the-
that.
The 2 nights.
He's
or the
doing
2
an
days.
investigation over there. He's bringing the digital recorders.
We're going to try do an investigation,
Yeah.
but we've also had offers to go into premises, and do like PRI question and answer and like. Oh no, we're going to be.
And get this all
year
on
going
video
over, we're going to
recorded,
be doing
so
a lot
people
more.
can watch it,
Yeah.
record it, so people can watch it back and stuff.
Actually, looking really fast. That does be good fun. Really good fun.
I
yeah.
love doing the question and
Actually,
answers.
we could organise where I could have the camera set up so we could go live on the page, and I'll have you guys on the screen, and we can
That'd
go
be
live.
deadly.
Actually, from Gettysburg
That'd be pretty
for
cool,
everybody.
actually.
And I
That'd
can
be
do
deadly.
I can do a couple of nights of interviews with you. What you after your
Yeah.
nights are finished.
That'd be pretty cool, actually, yeah.
You better hold to that one now,
I will.
Billy.
I will.
Can't go
Just I
missing.
need to know about these other thing that he's going to do.
Advance.
So if you do that, I'll do this. All right, Jake. Yeah. Me and Jake are on the same team.
Yeah,
Dunno
going to be
about that.
busy.
We're on
Going to
PRI.
be busy.
So have we anything coming up Halloweenish besides Gettysburg?
We'll
Besides
have to see.
that other thing?
Yeah.
We have a couple of ideas in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get it sorted.
Yeah.
But that's us wrapped up for another night, another
Yeah.
team member.
Episode 17.
17.
Wow.
I
Crazy.
can't
isn't it?
believe it. I know. But anyway, that's me.
You can't thank yourself tonight, so I'm just going to say on behalf of all of us, we want to thank Tina for her very honest and in-depth answers tonight,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And
and
thanks
Chris
to,
for his lots of questions.
Thank God for
And,
this fucking
yeah,
question.
I know.
thanks to Tina as well for keeping PRI and herself and Wayne going as well.
Yeah,
On behalf of
absolutely.
all the team. Listen, going forward, looking forward to more memories, but that's it. So
PRI is a
thanks.
family now. It's more. It's not even a team now. It's beyond kind of team, isn't it?
Yeah.
exactly. But anyway, let's say goodbye.
Yeah. From Bill.
Jake.
Tina.
And Chris, and as always, guys, stay spooky.
You have been listening to Paranormal Researchers Ireland podcast. Intro and outro music, Nothing to be Scared of by Kakuru. Main theme background music, Dark Tendencies by Ethan Sloan. Intro, outro and main theme music and sound effects sourced through the Epidemic Sound app. PRI podcast recorded and produced by Jake and edited and mixed by Bill using Adobe Audition. We hope you enjoyed our podcast, so why not join us for our very next Supernatural podcast coming very soon.